How's that? Ah, that looks better.
R.I.P. stream.
Yeah, it's back. It's back, I swear. There we go. Apparently it wanted my headset mic. I don't want that. The headset mic is actually turned off and yet it was still making audio. Apparently shutting
Oh,
things off doesn't mean off in this world.
technology.
Alright, so we have a
We
picture.
have a picture. IT.
Oops, sorry.
Cover. Sorry.
Alright,
I didn't mean to interrupt.
so we have a picture from Dazzling Flash here. And now it's recorded in the right time. We are recording today.
Yay.
It's an important thing to keep remembering to do.
It is indeed, little things.
So Dazzling Flash even has a reference.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
It's a cute little reference. Not quite sure who drew it, but I'm pretty sure I've seen it before. And for whatever reason, the image doesn't load. Well, that's unique. Apparently it was made by Jetwave. There it is, linked for all of you to enjoy and stare at.
Click. Oh, I got an error.
Yeah, I had to click on the URL and hit enter again. I don't know what happened. It just complained about stuff.
Oh, there it goes. Yeah, that is weird. That's cute, though. Space pony suit.
All right. So the character itself is a little filly. She won't ever actually grow past that size because she's dead. That's the origin of the story. Well, I mean, she's from the Fallout New Vegas or Fallout Equestria is based in. Sorry.
I was confused. I don't want spoilers. Oh.
All right. So let's go over this one then. Just the filly size is one of the important things to keep in mind. So the size of the head and ratio to the body. Jetwave did a pretty good job of showing what size the filly is generally. Like if you look at the reference there, you can see that the head is about the same size as the body. Now Jetwave has made her a little bit older, a little bit taller. That's fine. The MLP style of fillies is kind of hilarious because they sort of like look like they want to just topple over at all moments of the day. I'm just gonna stick the reference here.
Sounds good.
Makes sense. I mean, we got it. Might as well. Oh, did it just paste on top? It totally did.
I believe in you.
I believe in a thing called magic. Womp. Alright. Here's our reference. Look at that adorable sizing.
So cute.
If we're to compare this piece here, we're going to use not pink because the pony's pink. And pink on pink always works. So we got our head circle size. And we can compare that to the body. So they've done something. Whoa. One and a little bit. Yeah, those circles are totally the same size. Don't worry about it. We can see the leg sits about one head size too. So Jetwave here has done more of an actual adult pony sizing then, because 1.5 body lengths, one head size to leg. That's usually the adult ponies. So Dazzling Flash, are you trying to mimic the sort of adult size that Jetwave has here, or are you going for the more traditional approach of Puppy Smiles where she is actually a little foal?
Don't worry about typing fast. We got all night.
Mm-hmm.
So they're doing the head method.
Let me just mute up this Hangouts. Gonna keep exploding at us.
Oh no.
Yeah, head method. But are you trying to go? What age are you trying to go for? Younger or older? Oh, with fillies as adults. I mean, okay,
So they're going for Philly.
Yeah. And unfortunately, there's a delay, so Dazzling's like, "Oh no,
It's a killer.
Yeah, it's horrible. All right, it's Philly. It is. That's pretty easy. You want to go over the legs there, and I'll talk about the head sizing and some of the hair and
Sounds lovely.
muzzle. Vital, you're with us, right? Vital? Her mic is cutting off before the word comes out.
I'm a fluffy pony.
There's the sounds I'm looking for. So you do a lot of pencil drawings, Vital, and you're very, very good at them. Can you go through with Dazzling here, pencil strokes? Like, for instance, we can see a lot of little strokes going on here, short and jittery ones. Your finished product doesn't have that, Vital. You want to go over how exactly you get to that point?
Sure.
Sweet.
Although I'm not sure if you're gonna like how I do it.
Yeah. One method, no one does it the same. Everyone does it in a different way. Some people are like, no small strokes ever. We only can do long strokes. Other people are like, I just sort of make a bigger, thicker line and unite it all.
Dribble a whole bunch of lines and then erase out everything I don't want.
So what does that look like? Can you try and mimic that in digital?
Try.
All right. Also, okay. Yeah, it sort of sounds like a porno like that, J Mike. uh, my suggestion, if you're pressing hard with the pencil just to sort of pull off anything, switch to a lighter pencil, something like a 4B. Yeah, that's how that works. A 4B, even if you press hard, it's not going to leave a lot of graphite on because it's a hard pencil and is harder to transfer to the paper.
That's backwards. Sorry.
Wait.
The higher the B pencils are softer and will leave more graphite, but they won't leave indentions in your paper because they're soft. But a higher H pencil will leave less graphite, but has a tendency to score the paper because the lead is much harder.
There you go. Vice versa is what I said.
Yeah. I tend to sketch with a 2B or so because I want to get a lot of graphite down, and then I just erase out what I don't like.
All right, so let's talk about the head size here. So, as you can see, I've resized the head a little bit. It is now approximately the same size as your body, standing upright. The reasoning behind that is because MLP foals have a very, very hilariously large head with a cute, adorable small body. So that's the only reasoning. We've adjusted your muzzle slightly. Your muzzle is about the right size for the face. I've just rounded off the edge a bit to give it to get rid of this slight point you had sticking right about there. Which right there, there's this point. Having a sharp pointy object on the end of a muzzle is kind of odd because they're supposed to be like soft and adorable ponies, despite the fact that she's a wasteland wanderer. Yeah, and I've poofed up the mane a bit. A common thing people will do is not have a big, large, hilariously comical, inflated mane. But if you don't, the head ends up looking a little flat and bulbous. So by inflating it a bit, it's kind of more cartoony, more adorable. Yeah, that's about it. Your head was on track. Just enlarge it a bit, stick the thumb in the mouth and blow. You want to go on over the body there?
Sure, 1 second, just answering a question.
Is it about how lovely I am?
Yeah, I just typed out Zom is #1, best of all.
Sweet.
Mm-hmm. So, as for the body, my only complaint is, as we say on our little stream here, feed your pony some marshmallows, get some poof in those hoofs. Give them a little more action, a little more fluff at the end. I think that's my main big critique for the body. The size, well, now with the new head shape, is a lot more fitting. Definitely feels more filly-like because, you know, as they grow, for some reason their bodies grow, but their heads don't. But when they're young, I don't know. I don't understand this cartoon. The only other thing is, I'd say watch your back curve. If you look at, like, you know, if you look at Apple Bloom, Scootaloo, Sweetie Belle, or classic fillies, they have a little bit of a bump in their trunk. So don't be afraid to give them a little curved butt. It's usually, like, you know, when you think about even doing any kind of pony, you have a circle here, but then a slightly bigger circle for the butt to give it that nice little curved back from the neck up to the butt. So yeah, I would say just thicken up your hoofs. Thicken them up. The sizing's about right. They're not too long. They're just right for a filly. But yeah, that's my little fix. A quick add on. Be careful of the tail now that we have their body fixed. My one suggestion for the tail is think about where the backbone is. So I'm just gonna go ahead. I'm drawing like a little Whoop, back. Whoa, my color changed. That was weird. Sorry. So you have the tail coming out. So you have a little boop tail about there. And this tail's in a like suit thing. So there would be no fluff. Just kind of like this bag of tail.
I really feel sorry for any horse that has to stick a tail into it.
How would you? Because it's not like the tail's hard enough to. I mean, I'm questioning the cartoon again. So
they described it as unicorns aiding to help put the foals into these environmental suits.
like I guess magic solves everything. So
It does.
yeah. So that's my little critique with the body.
All I'm hearing is Princess Celestia for president. So, Vitomender. I'm gonna scroll over to your side, so you can give a little talkie about what you're doing. Yes.
I mean, I'm just drawing lines and then erasing out most of it.
So you do very, very short strokes, and then you erase the bulk of it and smooth it out.
Pretty much.
There's one method of drawing lines. You can look at Vitomender's pictures. I think your blast radius on DeviantArt, right?
Yep.
You can see how that method works out. And plug your art here now.
Oh, did you want me to link it or something?
Pardon me for 2 seconds.
Did you want me to?
I'll link it for you.
Okay.
Blast radius. Plug. Yeah.
I'm back.
Back in black.
Inky came home early today.
Oh, that's awesome. You can hug him ahead of time.
I know, it's crazy. We're only just starting. So, what'd I miss?
You missed me shamelessly plugging Blast's art.
That's not shameless, it's creative advertising.
All right, I guess we're going to move on to our next piece.
Did Dazzling have any questions before we move on, I guess? Or was that asked?
No, I didn't ask that. Hey, Dazzling, you got any questions?
We're here to answer them. Oh, not really. Okay, we're done then.
Wow, this stream must be quick. We must
we're
not have that
good.
Much we're awesome.
We're good. That's what it is.
Everything is awesome?
Everything's cool when you're part of the stream team.
We got Luna with a gun. You might have to scroll up. Because apparently I went to Candace too. What? She's singing?
Oh, no, run. Sorry.
I enjoyed it. Ooh, I like that mane.
Mm-hmm.
See, I love seeing art of Luna because I love seeing what people do to her mane. To do, like, if it's spacey or if it's crazy or, like, everyone just has such interesting, like, ideas of what her mane could be.
So this is done by Kniferix. Knaperix? Yeah, I'm gonna say that's how you pronounce the name. And
sure.
their only comment is a pony holding a gun. Other than a horn, which I forgot, anything else that just looks long? Fine with me if you redline it. Well, that's good, because we're redlining it.
Woo! And I can see they're undersketching parts of it.
They're... The unit, like the lines in this gun here, the separation on
Really
them is
good.
like perfect. It's almost as though it's a like an SVG imported into it.
Yeah. The gun is just super clean and nice.
Yeah, who needs a horn when you have a gun?
Exactly.
So ear, we can sort of talk about the shape of the face, because you know, princess faces, long horse face, nay. But honestly, it seems as though their art direction was pretty on point here as far as a sort of style. I'd still talk about the ear and maybe lowering the eye just a touch, because if that eye's fully open, it's going to be like all up in that business.
Yeah. Maybe even a little bigger because of the size of the head.
So let's talk about that. A little note we can talk about the points on that mane too. Although it is supposed to be magic mane, so it doesn't have to follow the standards of hair separating from large to small. Sort of flowing. No wings on this pony either.
Well, they did say they
forgot the horn. They mentioned that. They didn't say anything about the wings.
That's true.
Wings are so... I have finished entire pictures and gone, put it up on DA, and then someone's like, hey, how come that pony has no wings? And she's like, no!
I have a funny... Well, one time I commissioned somebody to draw my OC, and I got the picture in the mail because it was traditional art, and they forgot the wing. I didn't say anything because I was really embarrassed, but I think it's a funny story. Now I have it framed and hanging on my wall, so it happens to everybody, guys.
All I'm hearing is you are a princess and earned your wings, but you went from Earth ponies, so you have to move in stages.
Oh, of course. You get one part at a time. You gotta collect them.
Yeah. Lightomender. Is there any part of this you'd like to attack?
I should probably look at it, huh?
She got busy.
I was distracted.
I like Dazzling Flash's idea for the picture. Just take crayons and doodle it over top of it. But I think we can take this one step further and do a non-destructive edit to it. You know those overhead sheets? We're just going to stick one over top of it.
I was just doing like crappy black marker.
I'm interested in how ponies would actually shoulder a gun, because they really don't have shoulders. Their legs are like sort of towards the front of their body, right?
I mean, if you're going more anthro with this, it's always possible.
Yeah, I was gonna say anthro, it works. You can make lots of things work with anthro.
I like the modifications they're doing over on the Fallout Equestria game to try and make guns work for ponies. Ridiculous, like, mouth guards to hold pistols and rifles, battle saddles and that kind of thing. It's all nifty.
Yeah, battle saddles.
Hang on, I'll be right back.
All right. Wings. They sort of like form off the side of the body. Battle saddle, battle saddle, battle saddle, battle saddle, battle saddle, battle saddle. Oh jeez. Dazzling Flash is trying to ruin me.
Saddled.
I think Dazzling Flash is a saboteur placed in here by Help Me Draw Horses. Or maybe the original draw ponies. Whatever happened to him? Is he still making art?
He went to art school.
Oh. Well, that's actually pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Hmm. Honestly, the grip on the rifle looks really big.
What do you mean, really big?
I mean, it's really, really thick. Oh, Copper just made a good point. The handguard itself is probably the trigger because horseshoes, yeah. That makes more sense.
There's like the trigger guard here, but they removed the actual thumb guard on it.
Yeah, and so like the whole thing has like a giant pony trigger with thing. That makes more sense. I was just, it looked wonky. But it makes sense.
Right. So I've just lowered
Just
the
lowered
eye.
the AR as
So I've just lowered the eye a bit. Reasoning being, try and center it along middle, sort of in the face. Generally, pony heads are pretty split up in that way. And by centering the eye somewhat middle across the horizon, it evens out the face. And when the eye opens up, even when closed like this, it helps it stay centered.
I tried to princessify the muzzle. Could be used with a little moving down some, but
Yeah, they have short and long muzzles, like skinny but long.
mm-hmm.
Very delicate. I approve of BFC's theory here. I'm interested where his comic goes because Fluttershy's definitely has a grenade launcher. And I didn't see how the trigger is going to work in that. But I'm sure he's going to figure it out. Wings, maybe. So you want to talk about your edit to the ears and horn?
Absolutely. So what I did was I kind of beefed the ears out a little bit because we're staring at them from side view, so we're gonna see a little more ear than we do normally. So what I did was I just pulled it back a little bit, following our same rules of lining up the ears with the eyes and then going part forehead.
Don't sound too amused about it. Just, follow the rules about the
You know the rules.
The rules of rarity?
Rarity. The other thing which you did great in here was you kept the ears. They both stayed at the same height for both of them. All I did was pretty much round them and soften them because these are very pointy for pony ears. Ponies have a little more roundness, a little more softness, a lot more curves going on than points. And I just moved it slightly more forward for the ear that's behind that we can't see. And then for the horn, I'm sure you probably know where to put the horn, but I just threw it in. I know you said you forgot it. Boop, boop. Just lined it up. Right there. The half of the head. That would be a quarter.
Half of a half.
A quarter, the technical term.
There we go.
Yeah, otherwise, I don't got much to comment. Anything else to add?
Yeah, I don't really have anything. There's not much to the picture because it's just sort of an upper body shot. And she's, holding a gun ready to mow down, I assume, some changelings.
I forgot one thing. I added shoulder to where the gun is. Boop. Because originally the arm started down there.
Mm-hmm.
If you just bring up a semblance of a shoulder, just a little angle into it. Ba-doop. See how that already kind of feels more like it's coming from, like she's leaning onto her chest or, right into her shoulder a little more. Feels a little bit more natural. All right, that's it. Now I'm done.
Right. I got nothing else on this one, so onwards and upwards.
To the moon.
You want to be careful about saying that around her.
Oh no. I'll keep it non-offensive, I promise. I promise.
It's a trigger word.
Oh god. She has a trigger, I should be scared.
Oh, come on. Undo. Oh, come on. I believe in you. It keeps clicking.
Ooh, that's a cute expression.
Sorry, it keeps clicking before I get the chance to actually paste or resize it. There it goes. Every single time. Whatever. We have the main image here. It'll work. Sorry, Vital. I covered up your piece.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Alright, so this one is by someone with a face. They might have a name. SB7766. Wait. We've seen their thoughts before. Or their stuff before, haven't we?
You've seen their thoughts? What?
Sorry, the text that sits over on the sides just says gay thoughts. Yeah, they've posted art before.
Running horse.
Like 4 months ago, back when we started this. Wait, has it only... No, it's been longer than that. We're almost up to 20 streams.
Wow, has it really been that long?
Yeah, we're on 19 right now. Apparently they drew dirty pictures. Ponies rolling in mud. Ugh.
His task.
Alright, but their art has vastly improved. If you go back through their history, you can see how. No longer pointy everything. Nice smooth lines. Good sizing. Like this is the right size proportionality wise. The back leg and the hip could use a little adjustment. But beyond that, it looks like a sane... no, sorry. The front right leg, too. You see how short that is?
Mm-hmm.
But really, that's minor nitpicking.
Yeah. I really gotta say, I love the hair.
Mm-hmm.
It's like floofy hair up here.
And multiple layers, too. It's got sideburns.
Yeah, I really don't got much to complain about. I mean, maybe the ear, the line for the inner ear could maybe be pushed down a little bit. It's a little close to the edge. But again, nitpicky.
Well, let's nitpick. They asked for it.
All right.
Yeah, you want to take that front leg? I'll take the back leg. Vital.
Yes.
What can I give you? The tail.
Tail.
The tail.
Okay.
How it's connected is probably the biggest part. It's weird on it. Sort of like there's just a feather duster on his butt.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, this pony's not going to get away hiding that he's gay. It's stuck to his butt.
Yeah, overall, I think it could do with a little beefing up stallion, especially on the connection point.
Not all stallions are big and beefy.
It's
No,
true.
but they have a little bit. It's a little right where the shoulder would connect in. It's a little tiny. It's a little too tiny.
You got ponies like Brayburn and Doctor Who's, who are pretty petite.
Mm-hmm.
The world of stallions.
It's true, but they still have.
stallions.
There's like two type. Well, how many? There's three types of stallions we've seen. There's like Lucky Shoe. No, is that a name?
Bulk biceps.
Well, he's a special case.
There's more than just like 3.
Okay, of the normal styles we'll see, there's the Doctor Who's and Brayburn. Then there's Big Mac and
Big Mac. Trouble Shoes. That's what I was thinking.
he's sort of got a different body to him though, because his proportions don't hold with the rest of them.
That's fair.
Like he sort of sits there over there with bulk biceps where it's just sort of exaggerated. Exaggerating a cartoon.
How dare they? Is there any others besides the main two? Trying to remember.
It's mostly muzzle style past there because you'll have 3 types of muzzles for them. The
That's fair.
ridiculously large Big Mac, the smaller Soren but still very masculine, and then the even closer to female one like Caramel. So quick thing about the legs here. All I've done is thin up the hip a little bit and make sure it's sort of pointing in the same direction as itself. What I mean by that is if the joints here and the bone structure is going like this, it's the hip curve here is following that bone direction. And I've also widened up the hooves because his hooves are massive. They're like half of body. Or sorry, half a head. And we've widened up the front one and just extended it just a bit so it sort of feels around the same length as your front left one. Oh yeah, Mr. Cake's a different style too.
Is there any other that are modeled? Oh, Flim and Flam and the Cake. So there's 3 there.
Alright, so we can call that a style because there's more than one. There's also that reporter pony who look like that.
Yes. So many stallions.
Hardly. So many mares. Mares are overflowing that world. Probably because they're generally cuter.
I mean, God, thinking back to the first season, there was no stallion.
Big Mac, right? And then Soren showed up and...
Well, they were like background at that point.
Yeah. I mean,
Can you imagine how hard it would be to be gay in a world where it's like the population is like 80% female? That would probably suck because you would probably get a lot of crap.
It's like my college. I went to liberal arts school.
So it's mostly females?
Lots of females, about 2 straight guys.
Lucky them.
Yeah, they were all either douches or... Yeah, that was about it. Most of them were douches. Again, liberal arts school.
Completely
All two of them.
completely the opposite of the robotics program I went to, where it was like 78 guys to 3 females. One of the females was about in her late 40s to 50s. We weren't quite sure. And she was married, we don't know to who. We're pretty sure he was still in India. And then there was another woman who was currently dating one of the people there. And then the last one just moved around to every single man who had an open bed there.
Oh my.
Yeah. She's still in that class 7 years later. Yeah. It's a 3-year program and somehow she's still at that program. But that's neither here or there. That's over there, actually. Somewhere down the street to the left. Ooh, floofy tail. I'm gonna poke it. Poke. 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 I think J, Mike, and Dazzling Flash are having a lot of fun here.
I'm glad they're having a good time.
Mm-hmm. Oh, hi, Dewdrop. Didn't notice you joined.
Here, have some pinky boops.
I think the person who created that was like pulling air from the bottom of Pinkie Pie.
It makes BFC so happy, and it just makes my day.
BFC being happy does make people's day. Oh, look, it's an Inky. How
Whoa.
weird. Alright, Vital, you want to talk about that tail?
Just make sure you keep your attachment point in following with the pony's hip. Otherwise, it looks like it's a big floof poop tail.
Yeah.
Bloof.
Alright. And with that, we're out of art to critique. So if anyone in the chat has art they'd like critiqued, feel free to throw it at our face in high velocity manners. And if not, we'll move on to the next segment, the lightning round, where we drop money on Allie Claw in the hope she collects a few of it, so she can go to BabyCon.
Whoa.
Copper says he might have something to critique.
So I'll have to wait to have money dropped on me.
Oh, do you want the other two critiqued? Generally, Dazzling Flash, generally, like the errors you have in one drawing now will be pretty close to the errors you have in the other drawings. So if you take the critique we had, reassess how you're doing your drawings, and then try and move forward, that tends to work. But I mean, we can pick up one of your other ones. We have time. Oh my gosh, and it's just like all full of brokenness. There it goes. Yeah, you forgot the eyebrows.
I have this feeling Picarto just breaks Imager links. Okay, there's...
Little Pip. Actually, Little Pip follows exactly the same same critique we had for your Puppy Smiles. Just got to work on the body proportions. References as you had in Puppy Smiles is great. You might want to go for a slightly more simplistic reference so you can actually get an idea of the proportions being shown. Hopefully Vital spits up that drawing from where? I'm being yelled at. How can I help you? Help me draw horses.
Living.
I assume they're yelling at me.
Mm-hmm. I picture someone like arting at a table nearby, and they're just like, living dead.
Your Reddit PMs. Oh, I should probably look at those.
Living on a prayer.
Colored things. Oh, yeah. Help Me Draw Horses sent me pictures that I completely forgot about. Thanks for reminding me. Help Me Draw Horses. We're going to talk about shading, guys.
It's funny because they're talking about shading in the IRC right now.
Are they really?
They are. Well, at least they were.
Talking about art in the art IRC? That's so weird.
That's kind of fantasy of Coppercore. I was not trying to take credit. I was going to say that you said it.
What? I missed something. Vital, what's all this about? Capricorn, what's all this about?
He said that they were talking about shading in the IRC. He made a pun, and I repeated his pun to you all. He said, that sounds shady. So I said, that sounds shady. And then he gets mad and starts like saying that I stole his pun because he wanted to tell y'all his pun.
You people are weird.
We all are weird.
Okay, fair enough. Alright, so let's talk about shading.
Wait. You're organizing a stream to critique colorful equines from a cartoon, and you're calling us weird for making a pun?
Oh, LD, sorry. There's also a picture someone submitted to the Discord.
What is this? Next, someone's gonna send a carrier pigeon. I'm just waiting for it.
Right through your window.
Didn't we see this last week? Just not colored?
I'll ask if there's anything they...
Like any questions they have on it. The coloring and shading looks pretty cool.
Oh, they're listening. Oh.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
I guess I could join, considering I'm right here. Hello.
It's a copper.
Walla walla walla. Wait, are they responding in the Discord?
Yeah, that's why I was confused. I'm like, how do they know?
That's weird. Alright.
I was legitimately scared.
We're gonna go over Help Me Draw Horses picture first here.
Alrighty.
And then we're gonna go over other persons.
OA.
Yeah.
OAO.
So specifically, we're going to talk about the shading on this one, because that was their big push on this one. They hadn't done coloring or shading, and now coloring and shading.
What?
I know.
Proper sized. Not draw on the background.
Probably use yellow for light. That makes sense. That's an ugly yellow.
trying to think of some good references for cell shading. Blue. That was a.
Say that with your tongue pulled out.
Borderlands.
Why would I pull my tongue out? Shellfish.
I got nothing on the puns. Sorry. There's a couple obvious ones, but they're not good enough.
Nay, you say? Nay. All right. So first and foremost, when approaching shading, you should pick a light source and direction of said light source. So what is happening here is you've dropped some highlights across certain edges, like this one, and this one, and this one, and all over here, and up across here. But other edges have been forgotten, like the other ear. Maybe some of the eye here. We can do some of the side of the face, depending on how you, or where your light source is sitting and what direction it's coming from.
A little bit of this side of the ear too.
Because if we're picking up light on the side of the head here, it would make sense that the ear too would also pick it up. Just sort of judging in 3D spaciness of how that would sit. It's a lot of faking it until you make it for shading, especially when it comes to a 2D character trying to interpret 3D, because you don't have the 3D character sitting in front of you to manipulate and work around, try and figure out how that light's going to come up with it. So you have to make it up on the fly. And there are some rules you can apply, such as everything on one side of the head can be draped with light or something silly like that. I don't know. The best way of approaching it, though, is to just systematically work through the picture. So in this case, I would pick a side, say over here, this top corner, and I would start working through from the top down to figure out where the light would sit. So go, well, I have some hair here, and based on my light source, this yellow arrow, I want to cover I'm going to erase some stuff, sorry. I'm going to cover the top of the head. I'm going to give the hair some highlights, and we're going to give this point some highlights because it's sticking out. It's not blocked by anything. Oh, can't forget this ear because it's still sitting there, not blocked by anything. We can give the head some. Because the arrow's sitting like that, I assume the mane doesn't go out too far, so I'm going to cover quite a far distance up the head and keep working down like that. And just systematically working through the image, and then go back through again and question why you've placed the lights there and how the objects are blocking, such as this mane. How is this mane blocking above the face? Is there a reason that the light's hitting one side but it's not casting a shadow on the other? And if you don't have a good reason to it, maybe it's time to drop a shadow. So then we do shadow work. And we go, oh, we're going to choose darker. Well, we're going to choose red. Because today's Christmas now. We start dropping in shadows. We go, everything that is opposite of the light is now going to get a shadow. So some leading edge or trailing edges. We can do some pockets that are hidden by light. This is covered by the ear, much like you've done. Trailing edges. And very, very loud Top Gear. Under the face. Under the face is one that is forgot early on, but never again. Because it helps give more shape to that head and give an idea of where that neck ends and how it transitions upwards. Now, the shading you've done on the front of the chest here doesn't match the front of your light. So we'd go back over that while trying to throw down that shading and go, well, no, this doesn't make sense because some light's going to hit here. So we'd throw some more highlights on there and just keep systematically working through. It's going to take work and it's going to take effort, and there's always going to be mistakes done, especially early on, but just keep at it and you'll start picking up on some of it, especially as you start getting more complicated and asking yourself more questions. Some little studies you can do to sort of figure out how light moves around on objects is take objects around you and try and redraw them. Shine a flashlight on it, a lamp, whatever, and try and redraw the light coming on that. So say I have a cup in front of me. Here's a simple cup. Got some strange amber liquid floating in it. Gold. Well, how's the light hitting it right now? Well, there's a highlight rolling around this edge because there's a lamp on over on the corner. Because of that, it follows down here. It also curves a little bit on the side because, round objects. The top is all sorts of weird sparkly highlighty based on wherever the wave's sitting. There's some weird sparkly highlights floating around the side here. But beyond that, the rest is fine. Or the rest is shadow or mediums. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense. I might have just rambled.
It made sense to me.
Thumbs up.
The only thing I have to add is the eye spots should be white. Don't make them darker because they're shines. They're eye shines. So you want to go with the whitest or the brightest or whatever your shine is. You want to, the whole point of the eye shines is to go over these parts, not necessarily out in the whites of the eye. Go overlap like this. I just did it a little messily, but I thought I'd add that in for future boopy doop.
Future boop doop. That is the technical word on it.
Mm-hmm.
Do we want to move on to the next picture? Do you have some more questions? Help me draw. Looks a little flat, maybe. Luckily, you're using shadows and highlights, so you can make that look a hell of a lot less flat. And the way is, give it shape. So we say, yeah, go for it, Allie. It's all yours.
Ooh, look at that! A little shine right on the bridge because you think this is the harsh edge of where the muzzle, not necessarily harsh, but you know it's that edge where it bends downward into the front of the boople, the official booper spot of a pony. And like if you think it'll be like it'll be brighter up here, it might fade a little. It might be bright along the path. I really shouldn't be using white for this. Okay, so still in what? Am I erasing? No, I'm not. So get some brightness up here. It'll have some along the top. It won't be as strong right at this corner. It'll probably be a little stronger down here, but it'll still be brighter than the darkest spot will be. The darkest spot will be this area here. So like these are the kind of the areas you want to keep in mind for shaping your muzzle. Kind of break it into a box, like how how The Living Dead is the box method. Consider it like you're shading a box. Think of where the light will hit that box, where it won't, so on and so forth. If the light's coming down like this, where will it hit? Where will it not? Break it down to simple shapes. You don't have to tackle a pony in all The Boople Snoople. So yeah. I'm all done with what I had to say there.
Any other questions help me draw horses? All right.
Now
Let's-
go try it again. Be awesome. You always are.
I mean, anyway, drawing ponies is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
If you draw anything else, though, no.
There's also another thing in Discord if you didn't see Living Dead.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, it's Capricorn and Allie.
Yeah.
Wait, not Allie.
Wait, what?
I was
What? There's only one piece of art of that.
Wait, what?
Let's not bring up the past. The past can stay in the past.
Wait, what?
You don't. I'm not. Okay, so moving on.
Whoa.
So, you have a lovely pony.
Some delicious shading here.
Nom nom.
Not quite sure what's going on with the eyes. They're yellow.
Oh, one sec. Living Dead. Can you unclick it so I can see it as well?
No.
How dare you?
I keep forgetting that's a thing.
There we go. I know it's silly thing.
He's high. Pretty sure you go sort of bloodshotty.
Ayo, you out there?
Should we be looking in the Discord for it? It's me.
It might. The only thing I guess I can just wait for their answer. My only thing I'd guess is before they answer is that they didn't want to shade in just black and white for the eye.
Fair enough. Unfortunately, it's one of those areas that, unless if there's a good reason for it not to be colored, it can get away with black and white, because it is white.
Mm-hmm. I gotta say, though, like, despite, like, I know it's brown, but, like, the eye looks really nice. The way it's just, you know, the way it's rendered, that's the word I was looking for.
Especially the pupil and iris.
Mm-hmm.
Delicious.
They got a nice green reflection, too. On the grass. It's good.
The green reflection's not picked up by the body as much, though.
Mm-mm.
Which could be a nice thing to add, because everything reflects light for the most part, and with it, it tends to reflect its color with it. So the pony lying on the ground would actually have a bit of a green tinge to the areas that are being hit by reflected light.
I'm gonna read a little excerpt from our dear VRAS Stuper as he was giving advice about shading and color in the chat a few moments ago.
All right.
And the quote is, "The color of a shadow depends on the color of the area surrounding the object in shadow. Imagine yourself as an ant within the shadow looking out at the world. All that you see is your light source. This is why objects outdoors tend to have more bluer shadows, as the sky is the brightest non-light source, light." So there's some pearls of wisdom from the conversation of light and color going on in the IRC.
And he's damn good at his light.
Mm-hmm. Man's been studying for years.
Is it as much a study as job?
It
Art Dog to match.
No, I mean that is what he does. The end.
Yeah.
That's what he does.
Well, there's study in art, in job. You mean you're always learning, and he always studies, and you always do, like, it's like anyone in a job. You learn what's new to keep up with the job thing. I don't know.
Unless if you're my workplace, we're still using servers from 1978.
Oy.
Have they been replaced with new components since then?
Yeah, but they're still the same base machine. The AS400.
I know where you work, so I know reasons why they do it, but I will not elaborate.
Yeah.
At least an idea.
Listen,
you know.
even large warehouses still use AS400s because the database is there. Why would you kill it?
Pretty much.
All right.
Plus Strangosaurus for linking a really awesome video tutorial on Light and Shadow.
Woo! I would watch it right now, but I'm in the middle of a stream, so I'll watch it later.
Hey, at least it's not a river, right?
Ah. Let me just throw my chair at this.
Flip a table or two.
Would you like me to throw something at him? Within reach.
You got a plushie or something?
I do, in fact.
Hey.
Which should I throw at him? His plushie of himself or the plushie of me?
Always the plushie of you. It's like a flying hug to the face.
He just got face hugged. Snugglies are very adorable.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You know what, Allie? Looking at this picture for a bit longer, the hip doesn't make sense to me. And it's mostly in context to the rest of the back. So the body's going like this, and then we're to assume that at some point it's rotated 90 degrees to the side. Because it looks like this side hip is sitting flat. However, I don't see that on the back at all. Because right now we have no visual separation of this area from, like, no separation across there. So luckily, with the power of shading, I think more in this case, a drop of a highlight on there, you could easily give that separation line. This pose is always weird, but I actually really like the sideways pose, because you will see horses lay like that sometimes. Or at least in some of the pictures I've seen. I've not actually seen a horse lay down, because I've only seen a handful. And they're always running away screaming.
What do you do to those poor horses?
I'm a zombie.
Fair enough.
So what I would do to this back is I think I would curve it out a bit to try and show the hip popping a bit more. And the reason is that should give the impression of that back curving.
Seem to have lost the junk in
The junk in the trunk, the very technical term.
That booty.
Girl, look at that body. Wait. That's a different
And I think it would help, something that would help, especially with the way you're rendering, is to not have this line going all the way down to the base. Have it kind of blend together at the top, and then have some definition for this hip. Because if you just do it, this just looks like this hip is like sitting on the body instead of being a part of the body.
The same can be said for the other shoulder. Because it has become a shoulder as opposed to like a smooth line.
There's a flow from like body part to body part at this positioning.
Unless if you're going for more anthro and trying to actually separate out the arms. So are you trying to go for more anthro? Because I can hear us right. Last time I checked.
Hopefully still.
I wish I could just pull them into... Oh, they're in this chat now.
Yeah, it's definitely pony.
Okay. Trying to make sense of the muzzle here, because they have this very defined thin area right up here. Then it comes like flat out. So I'm like from the front, it would look like
It reminds me of a fox's muzzle.
that. And then something happens down here for the rest of the face. That's what I'm seeing from that. I think the best method to correcting that sort of what's happened up there is reduce the stiffness of this line across here. You just sort of do like a smoother sort of transition on it and rely on there we go. I can't erase that line. Give a bit of a point here and a bit of the point around here, but then rely on this like the smooth transition halfway between here to sort of smooth it out between it. And if we were to just on the side when we're coming down here, sorry, on the front, my bad. Let me erase a bit of this. If we're to pull it out a bit more, we can then give it the rest of its mouth. Haha, look at that. Magic. Oops.
Bootyful.
Cute.
Ow, I just hit my head against the mic.
Oh no.
I'm sorry to
Poor
everyone
Mike.
who had to hear that. Yeah, that makes more sense to me because now we get the bottom jaw. It doesn't just disappear into wherever it was going. And then we can just add the little shading around that to try and merge it with the rest of the body. You don't have to have these sharp lines that I've left on there. That would just be down to your shading. I really do like it though.
It's very nice.
Obviously stylized legs because they're, well, stylized body. It's just longer than standard. This leg in particular over here, the back one that we're seeing, sticks very much to that sort of elongated style that some people will do, but you've done it very well. Sort of looks like the pony's lying on hay. Any questions?
No, not really.
Whoa, you're in the... Oh my gosh, you're in the...
Wow.
Hi.
Hi.
We're good. We're good at noticing things.
Yeah, it doesn't give you any notice when someone joins.
You didn't notice him join? It made a little dingy sound when he joined.
It's because I'm in streamer mode right now. It doesn't make any of those noises. Do you have any questions for us?
No.
All right. So then we're out of more art. Oh no, we have copper cores. Gotta remember copper cores.
Kissy kissy pones.
She squeaked, by the way.
I believe it.
It was originally her sketch, and then I did a lot of work with it, and it's like,
It was a really bad sketch.
Alright, so this is a vector. Oh yeah, it is. It's totally a vector. That's why it doesn't look good on here.
I can re-export that like as a high-resolution image or something. It'll only take me a second.
No, it actually likes lower resolution. um, the thin lines tend not to show up because it's how it does its scaling of images when you zoom out. So it'll actually get all these dashed lines through it. Because it's like, oh, there's no information there. Don't worry about it.
Well, I mean, I can easily take... If there's a way to improvement, I can do it real quick that you know of. If not, oh well.
That's fine. There's stuff going on. All right. Before we start off here, do you have any points you would like to have addressed? Any ones that went, what's going on here?
Well, I mean, I want to point out there is some stuff that's still overlapping.
Mm-hmm.
So, which I mean, that's why it kind of looks odd, because my process on this is totally different from what a lot of people's who just normally sketch would be. That's why you can see the whole tail through the leg and all of that. I usually try to draw out all of the parts of a shape, and then I'll occlude it and hide it afterward, just because it helps me get a better idea of where everything goes and gets the shape right and all of that.
Good idea.
Mainly, Mender's right foreleg there. Probably the shape of the tail for sure. Probably
Whose
the
tail?
horn placement. I mean, I know there's, well, both tails honestly, and I know there's a lot of other little things like the horn placement and anything else that jumps out at you, because I really want to get this done right.
All right. Well, I'm going to start on Vital Mender here then, the one in green. Looks like her bottom left leg doesn't exist at all.
Yeah, that's kind of a problem.
So you do have it on a plane. You can see the plane sitting around here. So that curve suggests we should be seeing even just a bit of this leg hanging around somewhere like there, because it looks like your hooves are on opposite side of her, like this. So then you're squeezing her between. That's, yeah.
Adorable.
It is adorable.
Mm-hmm.
You'll want to be layer 8 or 9. There you
Yeah.
go. Is this tail behind that leg, or is it swooshing in front?
Behind. Yeah, that was one I wanted to make clear.
One thing I'd say is start the tail up just a smidgen higher, right off the back.
I suspect one of the reasons why it's so low is because of how Vital does her bodies. She does very thin bodies with very little jelly bean shaping to them. But if we were to add more junk to that trunk, it makes it clearer where that can sit.
Okay, yeah, all right. This kind of character interaction always comes to me. It's like just a freaking puzzle.
It
Because
is.
there's so much going on. Makes my head hurt.
Mm-hmm. I would think about making her hoof that she has scrunched up here just slightly longer. Seems a little short. If we extend that out, like
Probably would have been easier if he'd have had a better reference to start with. No, I mean just like not.
What might help with that length is just by adding the rest of that. And now it looks like a longer 3-parted leg, because we see up there, and And somewhere here it squooshes in. Squoosh. Tell everyone it's a word.
Scroosh? Swoosh?
Yes. So for the horn, what I would do is I would... Oh, you both have horns. It's like a sword fight up there.
Only one kind of sword fight that I like. Hey-oh.
Ah.
Ah.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That was bad.
You know what? I would just hope no one really gives a crap about how it's placed. Because at the end of the day, it looks like the angle of your head looks like you're going to actually have them hit each other. So I would just place it on the outside of it, on the outside of her other horn. Like her horn up here. So if we go like this, and then have the other one stick out there, and cover up the bulk of it with the mane.
Yeah, that's what I was going for. Okay.
What else do we got? What else do we got here? We already went over the tail connection. So the body, like the body of Vital down here, it is turned towards the viewer like this.
Yeah, that's another thing that, now that you say that, getting the angle right, all the angles right.
Right, so then tail out somewhere here, swoosh it, put it wherever you want. If you want to save yourself a little effort in hooves and legs, put it in front of you two. If you don't want that, leave it behind. Because I love to use tails to cover up hooves and legs. It saves me effort. And for the back end, they do actually form a butt cheek sort of thing. It's just with more hip.
Okay.
So I would try and form that just a touch. See if I can clean this up a bit. Yeah, something like that. Butt cheek sort of thing. Damn, that leg is big.
Question: with the from right hoof, would you not see the bottom, the frog of the hoof of Vital?
Front right hoof. If it was relaxed and turned towards us, can totally agree with that. Like that. Come on, I need more colors in this world. Yeah, you're totally right.
Oh, okay, I see it now. Yeah, and then that makes the angle, like, I guess, make more sense, a lot more sense too.
Mm-hmm.
It's always the little things that do that.
Beyond that, I'd really... There can be some more little play going on in the leg here. Like you can adjust it a bit to sort of to give more overlap of the pony itself. So for instance, if you're to move this hoof and turn it inwards, so it looks like it's between, like pulled into the middle of the body, sort of like a bunny rabbit, as opposed to on either side of the legs. So you can do that by turning the arm out here, giving the rest of the hoof up here. Oops, let's erase this. And then if we go arm like that, now it's been brought in tight, like really tight to the body. And then we can cover that up. We're going to use purple. We can cover, oh, okay, we're going to use white. We can cover part of that up with the leg. You get what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And generally things brought in tighter are cuter. That's about all I got for this. Alley Claw, you got anything else?
It's super adorable.
It
I
is.
know.
But I mean, they are, so it's pretty easy to.
Mostly
Yeah, it's
her.
true.
She's in there squeaking right now, so. Well, let me get a screen cap of this. Oh wait, it's actually being recorded.
You should take a screen cap anyway. Because it takes like a long time to upload it. Alright, anyone else have any art they'd like critiqued? Any questions they have?
Vital has something, I think.
Yeah, alright. Hey, Allie, what was the last picture you finished?
Yeah. It was a commission I did.
It's not something we can see. Or is it on your DA?
Well, you can. It's on my DA. I just art's been slow. Been having to deal with a lot of stuff in life right now.
Stupid life getting in the way of everything else. Like
The
non-life.
life. I haven't been able to do personal art. I've been doing just commissions, plushies, and art-wise.
Well, plushies are adorable.
They are. In fact, I'm doing a Fallout Equestrian OC right now.
Ooh.
They got a hat and a jacket, and they got like a revolver ammo holder thing as the cutie mark.
Like a bandolier?
No, like a 6-shooter, the thing that spins around,
Oh.
handgun.
Cool. Yes.
Totally.
that's
I know.
not
I'm
bad.
not exciting. I'm sorry.
Well, no, it sounds awesome.
What about you, Living Dead? What have you been up to in art-wise?
I drew my D&D character chewing on a wand.
That's adorable.
That was the last one I drew. Somehow it became a thing of him chewing on wands. Is his magic style.
It's an official style.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of his wands had like little teeth marks.
It totally doesn't lower their resale value.
It was so cute though when you drew Frank in there with him.
Frank is his pet hedgehog, because wizards get familiars.
Oh.
And I figure it was the best because you can use it as a ranged attack and it can stick to the enemy because you just spike them with it.
Oh, I totally forgot about that.
I've yet to actually use him as a weapon, though.
I PM.
You PM'd me. Yes, you did. I gotta have like 6 chat windows open and 4 different programs just to manage the
No
stream
bird
some days.
yet. You haven't gotten a carrier pigeon yet.
It's shoot, my window's closed. It's probably just pooped in my car instead.
Internet over carrier pigeon's also extremely unreliable, so don't get any ideas.
But it does have high data throughput.
It can.
You just strap a few micro SD cards to those things and bam!
Never underestimate the bandwidth of a station wagon full of SD cards hurtling down the highway. I think that's how it goes.
Yeah. Didn't they estimate it several petabytes?
Something like that.
And that was only using like 4 gig cards.
Thousands of gigs. Or no. Yes. No. I can't math.
Yes, it's the next step past terabyte.
Okay, if you can take, I've got the screenshot, so you can take that off if you want, unless if you got another one.
We got a horse. It's another horse.
Fashion horse.
Allie,
Yeah.
how excited are you that someone drew a rarity today?
I'm pretty fan flippin' tabulous that there are more rarities in the world. Never go wrong with more rarities in the world. Pretty great pwn. I know people don't agree with me, but that's fine. Everyone has their own favorite pony, and this one just happens to be mine.
So, are you saying that rarities are a rarity?
You're banned.
We're quality, guys. This is quality.
This is the level.
Sure, we are.
Listen, you pay for what you get, and because we don't get paid, this is what you get. All right, so let's go over this adorable rarity. Very much your usual style. It has improved a bit though. It's become like your muzzle's pointing the perfect direction this time. Usually it's slightly off to the sides, but this one's bang on. Your eye distances seem very, very delicious. That's how I'm going
How
to
are
describe
eye
it.
distances delicious?
Just don't ask
These are
questions.
vocabulary words.
Like, look at that. Mmm.
Very delicious.
Did I just draw on top of this layer? Why, yes I did.
New layer, Kronk.
Alright.
Wrong layer.
I've never quite... Okay, there's this transition point on Rarity's head that tends to drive a bit of confusion. So her mane does like this waterfall effect off to the side, and it's all like whoosh-ah, and then falls off. It goes like this, and flows over this way. And then at some point, it does a full 180 going down her back and goes down the other side, where it goes, ha ha ha, look at me, I'm going this way. That transition point seems to never be shown in the head. How?
It's... I mean, for any of her character models, it's always just kind of like the back mane covers up where the front mane ends. It's like this harsh overlap. But I think that's just them trying to make do with the animation. Because, you know, animation.
Fair enough. This is an animation, though. We can make up stuff.
I know. I don't know, I was just referring back to her original design, which is in animations.
So how would you give a transition on two directions of hair?
I would start by just, you know, examining the skull where the hair will come out. Usually I have it separate from the top mane and kind of have it coming out of the skull rather than, like, it's almost like there's a part back here. That's how I treat it.
And
then just...
And do you just always try and cover up that area when it comes to drawing it from, like, say, behind her head?
From behind her head, it's a little bit easier because I treat her like a horse mane, kind of like how Fluttershy and her both have hair. Just like if you have this horse and you're going like that, the hair is constantly coming out this line down their neck. That's just how I treat it. I you know, there's a method for everybody. Everyone has a way of doing it. But since her hair is so, if you just like stretched out and made it flat, it would be like this giant mohawk going down her back.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I've always seen it.
Yeah.
When you realize that all ponies technically have mohawks, it becomes that much
No.
cooler.
Only Fluttershy and Rarity have mohawks. Wow.
Everyone else seems to have poof hair.
Yeah. Pinkie Pie particularly. Actually, she has a frontal mohawk. Like the front of her head does a little mohawk, but then it poofs around the back.
Yeah. There's quite a few hairstyles like that out there.
I mean, Thunderlane, of course, has a mohawk.
Mm-hmm.
Thunderlane
Soren?
is the mohawk.
Soren has his curly.
Mm-hmm. But then Twilight's like, haha, I turned the mohawk sideways. It's like
She has a
full head
mohawk
faux
going
hawk.
down the back of her neck.
Yeah.
They're ponies. I don't know. When something doesn't make sense, I just bring it back to a horse.
This doesn't make horse. Anyway, the reason we went on this tangent is because I don't see anything wrong with your picture. I'm
Yes.
trying to explain stuff that really doesn't need to be explained.
I mean, like, I could be super persnickety and say Rarity has her little hair divided up top here, but that's like the utmost of utmost persnicketiness. So, I mean, it looks great. It really does.
You're an artist. Persnicketiness comes naturally.
You know,
I draw Rarity a lot. I'm sorry.
that word doesn't get used enough, but ever since what's the awesome movie that involves a lot of gunfire and the rewritten
lot of
history of the slaves and Quentin
Django?
Tarantino? Yeah,
Django
Django.
Unchained?
Yeah, he used persnickety like 3 times in that movie. And since then, I've heard it quite a few times. See you later, Dazzling Flash. Thanks for coming. Glad to be of a service. I have no other critique for this. My suggestion is go further. If you've quote unquote mastered this sort of scene, do more. Maybe it's time to move on to backgrounds, multiple characters, shading. I don't know. Just do something more till you fail. And then when you fail, correct it and keep going.
Fail. Fail again. Fail better.
Yeah.
Win.
Yeah.
Edna Mode is my spirit animal.
Who's your spirit animal?
Edna Mode from The Incredibles. The one that made the suit. You've watched in The Incredibles, right?
Yes, multiple times. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry,
good.
you were just quiet.
Sorry.
It's all right.
I've just been told to shut up, so...
No, keep talking. I like people talking. I'm just gonna boost your mic.
It's gone midnight.
Oh.
Yeah, that's why I was told to shut up.
Well, tell
Aw.
them you're too busy arting to shut up.
I'm not arting anymore.
Fix that.
Speaking is a form of art.
Not when it comes to me. It's failed arts.
Well, like you said, fail better.
All right. I think we should move on
Don't
to the
use
next
my
segment.
words against me.
All right, segment time.
Everyone ready for this? I'm sorry, everyone in this draw pile. I need you to bail.
Oh yeah. Bam. Pinky.
Can I at least have a parachute before I bail?
No.
What about a giant couch?
You're a unicorn. You're the master race. Figure it out.
Wow.
They
Master Race!
they are totally better than every other race.
Objectively.
That's not racist at all.
They don't have to get their hands dirty for anything. They can just use magic.
Well, of course, they don't have hands.
Just gonna walk away. I'm just walking away at this point.
Damn it. Oh dear.
The next segment is the group draw. You know, that time where we get to run away and actually go grab a drink or something. I mean, no.
I mean, I've just been using Discord on my phone because I've been in the kitchen cooking for the last, like, 3 weeks.
Have you been cooking cookies? So for any of you who are new, how this works is you open up your draw pile and you join toasty.ca and it'll bring you to our canvas. And then everyone just starts drawing like crazy. And you go
Draw.
I would draw, but my tablet just died. As soon as I got into the software, this is awful.
Oh, this software is the pinnacle of the greatest drawing software ever.
Oh god, I'm so used to
Oh
using
yeah, it is
Photoshop
so
and style. This
wonderful.
is awful.
Use it. I'll use it.
I mean, like, as much as we complain, there's people that make masterpieces in MS Paint, but I'm still gonna complain because I hate it.
It doesn't matter how much you polish the turd. At the end of the day, it's still a turd there.
Uh-oh.
What'd you do?
BFC joined. Y'all know what happens when BFC joins the draw.
Horses get drawn.
Horses get party hats.
Yep. Do we?
I know. No, I didn't. Never said it was a bad thing, did I?
Do we have a theme?
Oh, we do. Whoops.
What's our theme?
I don't know. I was asking.
A theme park? I don't know.
The theme is floofies.
Floofy ponies are the best.
I wonder how you can link. How do you link a Discord channel? Anyone know?
There's a little. Hold on, let me see if I can describe it. There's a little like, you know, in the channel we're in like hashtag art. If you're in the MLPDS Discord, if you go all the way across from the hashtag, there's this like arrow with a box. That's an instant invite right there.
Is that to only that channel, or is that to everything under MLP Drawing School?
Everything under MLP Drawing School.
Ah. I was wondering how that worked. Alright, so we're drawing horses. Just someone's name is Horses. I see Coppercore's just drawing a heart.
And failing at it because mouse drawing is awful.
Who's the person who shows up like once every other time and they do mouse drawings only?
They stopped showing up.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that was 2 times ago was the last time. 2? Was it 3?
I don't remember. I'm not good with remembering actual names. Usernames are that much harder.
Dun, 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 dun. So anyone, feel free to join the Discord chat with us, because we're like voicing in there. And we're the
I'm
most...
I'm gonna attempt a tablet.
Ooh, why haven't you been using that before?
Probably because I stole his tablet.
Oh, well, that's good.
I gave you
I mean,
a tablet.
borrowed.
Without the intention of returning?
No, he said I could use it. It's not like he can't literally just like reach 2 feet over to my desk and grab it anytime he wants.
That was loud. I apologize for everyone's ears.
What was loud?
I started music on the stream.
Oh.
What color party hat should Pinkie Pie have?
All the time.
Rainbow.
Thank you. That's what I said.
Now that I know what they all do, I have to find my place and help with all of my heart. Tough task ahead I face. How will I do without my magic? Help the
If you were to draw a sentient party hat, what would it look like?
Oh God. That's
Discord.
scary.
Would it be like the sorting hat?
Sorting hat's a little creepy.
I will talk to y'all later.
Are you leaving us?
I never really leave. I just disconnect for a little while. But I'm always here. I am the ever present.
Oh, well that's weird when I go to sleep.
I am the ever present princess of squeaks.
Everywhere where there's a squeak in need, she is there.
Anyway.
See ya. Thanks for coming.
Boy, I'm Pinkie Pie with party hat. I did my contribution. Where's everyone else? Let's get it. Where are you
There's
guys?
a lot of people
Guys, what are you
down on the
doing?
bottom of the page.
Oh wow. This is a huge draw pile.
That's what she said? Great vast areas of land.
I should really mute my mic, my type.
Let me get over it.
I've been told my whole life what to do, what to say. No pony showed me that there might be some better way. And now I feel like I'm lost, I don't know what to do. The ground is sinking away, I'm about to fall through. Would you believe that I've always wished I could be some pony else? Yet I can see what I need to do to be the pony I wanna be.
You guys said something about Thunderlane, right?
Yes, we did say something about Thunderlane. He has a mohawk.
My Thunderlane has a mohawk. And is red.
Would you believe
Oh, bye, Copper.
I guess their supper's ready. You got a lot of room hanging around in this middle here.
There's so much space on this canvas. Why is it so big? To you.
Some of us have well-endowed canvases.
I mean, I could say something about feeling like this compensating in this canvas.
Some of us like to draw really big ponies. Inky, with your help, we're gonna fill it up.
Oh, that's what it's compensating.
The voice chat just filled. Or shut down for a moment. That was weird. What if I bribe you, Inky?
He's like so cozy on the couch, you're never gonna get him up.
Alright, I gotta hold an Applejack hostage then. Applejack, that was her college career. Oh yeah, Zakora had a mohawk too. Look at this. I'm just gonna draw all the mohawk ponies.
That's the theme, Mohawks. It's been decided.
Who drew the green pony?
I did.
Ah, okay.
Is it in your way?
No. I'm just making use of it.
Okay. I'll be back in a moment. Quack.
Quack.
Duck ponies it is.
So concentrating on their art.
I'm also eating jelly beans.
Ooh, jelly beans are fun.
See you later, help me draw horses.
Why?
Don't worry, it drives us insane too. We're just sort of comfortable in our insanity.
Mm-hmm.
We're artists, we've gotten used to it.
I don't know if I'd go as far as saying artist.
It's like trying to finger paint. You know you're never gonna get like pretty lines, but it's damn fun.
I haven't finger painted in a long time. I unintentionally did some with acrylic though. Strangosaurus, I think you need to draw a pony hoof painting then. Do it again?